Hello dear learners, this is Dr. Seduri, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science with Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. So today our discussion about this presentation explores the foundation of big data analytics. So basically definition for big data refers like massive data involves vast, varied and intuitive data collection that overwhelm the processing power of standard database systems. Here, there are few key aspects like volume, velocity and variety. Volume means that massive amounts of data generated daily, and velocity refers to speed at which data is generated and processed, and variety is like diverse data types from multiple sources. And here is a simple example of what is big data is like social media posts, IoT sensor data, transactional logs and so on. And coming to next thing, understanding of data. What is data actually? Data is a raw fact and figures that when processed and analyzed, it can be transformed into meaningful and actionable information. Role of data in big data, which acts as the essential starting point for all types of data analysis and informed strategic decision making across various domains. So while coming to importance, it continuously produced in massive volumes through digital devices, online transactions, social media, IoT sensors, and enterprise systems. So it helps organizations, researchers, and government uncover trends, patterns, and relationship for smarter operations and policies. And it supports advanced analytics techniques to forecast future trends and recommended optimized actions for better outcomes. And characteristics of big data, basically the three V's. Volume refers to the sheer size of data. It may be terabytes or zettabytes. It highlights the massive volume of data collected and stored. For example, petabytes of data from e-commerce transaction. While coming to velocity, it emphasizes how quickly data is created and needs to be processed. For example, a real-time stock market data streams. And the third V is variety. It includes structured, semi-structured and unstructured data from various origins like text data, image data, videos and logs and so on. Additionally, there are two more V's, veracity which means accuracy and value which means usefulness. And now coming to types of digital data. Basically the digital data can be categorized into three types as we discussed in the previous slide, like unstructured data, semi-structured and structured data. Here unstructured data does not have predefined format or structure. Semi-structured data is nothing but partially organized with some structure, and structured data is highly perfectly organized. It is used as easily searched. And the significance of these types are like each type requires different storage and processing, and also different type of analysis technique for each type, and important choice of tools and technologies in big data. And coming to unstructured data, you know it does not follow a specific model such as text, image, audio or video files. When think about characteristics, there is no fixed schema, difficult to query using traditional SQL structured methods. Think about examples, email text contents, video, social media posts, images and so on. Challenges of unstructured data is like storage and processing require advanced tools. For example, Hadoop and NoSQL methods are needed for processing this type of unstructured data. And applications is like sentiment analysis, video analytics, natural language processing. And coming to semi-structured data, a data which contains tags or markers like XML or JSON that provide a partial structure without conforming to rigid schemes. Characteristics of semi-structured data contains tags or metadata for organizing. Example, XML and JSON files. Here is an example for semi-structured data represents like log files, XML documents and JSON data. And advantages of semi-structured files. Semi-structured data is like flexible yet easier to store, search and analysis compared to fully unstructured data. And coming to applications, common use cases included web analytics, IoT data processing and event logs analysis where large volume of data, diverse and fast moving data need to be captured and interpreted. Coming to structured data, it is actually highly organized. Highly organized data that adheres to a fixed schema, making it predictable and easy to manage. Characteristics of structured data can be defined like which can be stored in relational database model with clearly defined rows and columns. It can be easily queried using SQL structures. Examples for this type is customer records, financial transactions, sales reports, and so on so reports. There are plenty of examples we can say for structured data. And coming to advantages, it enables efficient storage, fast retrieval, straightforward analysis, and high data integrity. Applications of structured data can be devised as like widely used in business intelligence, operationals, reporting, and data warehouse systems. And thank you, my dear learners, for your patient listening.